We thought he was going to be the boy wonder, the guy that stayed at the club, the one club man. You know, it's something we never see in football these days. And it's something we obviously want to see more often. We feel like loyalty is sort of dying out in football. Either clubs are just dispersing their academy products, a lot like your club does.
We make money from it, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's one of the qualms. I want to start this off by saying I personally think he snaked us out. The reason why I say this is obviously there's going to be loads of fans, loads of people that aren't Liverpool fans, by the way, who I don't think are entitled to speak about how we feel about a player from our academy. I think it's crazy that other fans are telling me I'm not allowed to be upset about this matter. Because the state of the fact is the guy left our club for free. He's been planning this since the end of 2023. This isn't no thing where it's like, oh, yeah, the last few months, the club shouldn't have let it get to this point. This is a thing of he's had this in his mind for a long time now. The second he basically saw Jude at Real Madrid, he was like, I want to be with my boy. Yeah, because apparently he cares more about being with Jude Bellingham than he does about staying at his boyhood club. That's the first problem I have. Obviously, he's leaving for free. When you leave, I didn't expect him to extend his contract because I saw the whole negotiation riffraff with him and Madrid, and it was the whole thing of like, you can extend your contract, but just know this is your one chance. They basically strong-armed him into leaving now, or he might not get the move.
Also, the fact, just to add on that point, I felt Liverpool kept him on because they saw his value of him being in the team than letting him sign
we can be real. There's no one in the world like Trent, number one.
Yeah, facts.
No, that's
okay, so as a club, you're going to keep Trent. You're going to try to persuade him to stay. You're going to do that. There's nothing the club could have done differently to make him stay. Maybe they could have offered him a bumper contract 2 years earlier if they saw what happened in Real Madrid. But they didn't. They're going to win the league this season. Like, for them, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Obviously, for me, context matters a lot. So when people are talking about, maybe you should have offered him a better contract a couple of years ago when the Madrid's rumours first started, or you thought his contract was going to run out. Let's face it, at the time, Salah was the only guy who broke our wage structure at the club. Even Van Dijk was on probably 200 odd K a week, right? There was no reason to give Trent a massive contract like that. Obviously, he's an academy product. Obviously, we want him to be a future captain of the club. He said it himself in interviews. He's gone out and said, I want to captain this club in the future. I want to stay here for the rest of my life.
He said he wants to win the Ballon d'Or instead of being a captain, though.
I should have seen the signs from early.
You see?
From when a club, you know when like the Ballon d'Or nominees for this year, right? Like you've seen interviews of Rafinha, Salah, Yamal. I think even Pedri got one recently, and it's like, do you want to win the Ballon d'Or? Are you looking forward to winning the Ballon d'Or? Do you think you should win it? And all of them reply the same way a normal player who has loyalties to their club and understand teamwork is cringe, but respond, right? They said, I don't care about the Ballon d'Or. I just care about winning my team trophies. This guy went on Sky and went and said he had a list of things he wanted to achieve in the future. One of them was captain Liverpool. He said, nah, I don't want to do that. I've basically done that already. Shut your mouth, yeah? You're not our official captain, you're a vice captain. Secondly, he got offered Champions League with Liverpool, Premier League with Liverpool. He turned all of those down and he said, I want to win a Ballon d'Or. First things first, reality check, mate. You're not winning the Ballon d'Or. Can we all agree on this?
Yeah, I can't. Roberto Carlos didn't win the Ballon d'Or.
He has to get 50 assists in a season to win the Ballon d'Or.
You know how tough you are to win a Ballon d'Or where there's Vinny, Mbappe, Haaland, Saka, Jude, Yamal, Rafinha.
Oh, no, not this season. I mean, in his
no,
career.
but in general.
Sorry. Trent Alexander Arnold is never ever winning a Ballon d'Or.
If Salah doesn't win the Ballon d'Or
back
this season, and Salah's done more for Liverpool than Trent has, what right does it give you, Trent?
Exactly.
No,
Trent is never going to have a season better than what Salah's having right now.
Yeah. Of course.
That's standard, right?
Of course. No, but every season has
there's different standards for a Ballon d'Or each season. I get that. It might lower. But
that's what I'm
the
saying.
facts are, he's on a team with Jude Bellingham, like you said, Vinicius Jr., Rodrigo, Valverde is better than him.
Let's get to that. Let's get to that.
Mbappe, I didn't even mention Mbappe.
I want to speak about how it will be like, what you think it will be like at Real Madrid. But let's stay on why is he a snake. Why is he a snake?
Okay, the way I see it is he's been negotiating for a while.
Yeah. Cool,
negotiate. If you want to leave the club, the thing is, people are getting it mixed up. I don't have a problem with him going to Real Madrid. I think he's good enough to go to Real Madrid. I can understand. I'm not blind. I know they're the best team in the world. They win the most trophies. If you want to win more Champions Leagues, you go Real Madrid. If you want to win more trophies, you go Real Madrid, right? I understand. That's completely fine. You've negotiated and run down your contract knowing our club can no longer sell you for value, and we spoke about it in the podcast a couple of weeks ago. He's 100 mil plus as a player on value.
But I don't think I think Liverpool done that on purpose though.
Because they wanted to negotiate and try to keep him on board.
And I think they held their ground because that's the reason why I said that before. I think they allowed him to stay because they saw his value in him staying in the team and helping them win the league. Yeah. Then him signing on.
I don't think they saw.
It wasn't like, it's not like this is an extreme example, but it's not like a Luke Shaw or something where you offer him a contract, but you know he's not going to play. He's going to offer nothing to the team.
No, but I mean in terms of, I don't think Liverpool owners expected to win the league and then last season or this season.
Not necessarily. But in terms of, in hindsight, it's turned out well.
I agree with the point of I think they stood their ground in terms of your wage structure, all that stuff. Yeah. So from a club's point of view, there's not much they could have done. What I was gonna say is, like, I feel like it is what Saka is for Arsenal.
Yeah.
I feel like obviously I don't know how if it's to the extent of what Saka is to us, but in terms of like even yesterday when we saw Saka come on the pitch, if Saka has now won us every trophy there is to win in a football game, it is. If Saka in the next 4 years,
it's not the same.
Wait, hold on.
Let me finish. If Saka in the next 4 years have won us every trophy there is to win in the club football, and he goes to Barcelona, as a football fan, you got to just say, cool. You gave us the best memories of our life. You probably gave us the best era we've seen in the past 30 years for Liverpool, for Arsenal for like 25 years. Like, there's nothing more we could have wished for. Like, cool, we're not going to get any money from you, and that is a big issue. But you gave it all when you played it for the club. Cool, you're going to go now and be another player. But it's not like a Robin van Persie for us or an Adebayor or like that. Like, when Thierry Henry left Arsenal, went to go to Barcelona, no one really said anything. He didn't go for major money.
I want to reply to that one.
Go on.
I think the two different things is that Liverpool are now on the cusp of maybe another.
No.
It doesn't matter whether you think it is. Yeah. The people inside Liverpool and the players, they're probably thinking we might win another league, we might win another Champions League, we might do whatever. It might be 2 seasons, it might be this season and next. It might finish this season, but that's why they're on the upward trajectory. Whereas at Arsenal, Arsenal are doing very well, but going from Arsenal to let's not even say Barcelona, Real Madrid is more of an upgrade than going from Liverpool to Real Madrid.
Not right now. If you're talking about the current climate and the trajectory of the club.
No, I mean it's a side. No, it's not. But I'm trying to say, kind of a sideways move for him. It's not
a sideways move.
Never, okay, hold on. No, it's never sideways from anywhere to Real Madrid.
But at the same time, he's going from starting right back each week at Liverpool to. For the first season, he might not play every single game at right back. No, depending on whether Carvajal's fit.
Long time he'll start over.
Long time he's there.
No, but your trajectory point doesn't make sense because because for a Liverpool fan, Van Dijk and Salah's future is not concrete. There's no signed contract. There's still question marks whether they're going to sign. So in Trent's mind, if Salah and Van Dijk go, they're going to the bottom. Number one. Number two, is he probably has more knowledge of if they're going to sign their contract or what's going on with the negotiations by how they acted towards him. Number one,
No, I'm not. Go to the trajectory point.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Liverpool trajectory solely lies on if VVD and Salah stay. Purely, that is it. Because if VVD and Salah go... No, listen. Let me finish. Because if VVD and Salah go, which right now no one knows their future... Do Liverpool have any chance of competing?
I'm talking separate. I wasn't thinking about that.
Yeah, but
I'm just saying. Let's just say Liverpool are going to do well in the next few seasons.
But you can't say that knowing that they're too.
Okay, hold on.
You can't because if Trent leaves right now, and let's say Salah and Van Dijk both leave now because we don't know what's going on. They're all going to leave for free. They're not making money.
For the most part, I actually agree with what he's saying. To be honest, I get your point about we don't know if Salah or Van Dijk are going to stay, but. Let's put it this way: Van Dijk and Salah have both come out and said they want to stay. At the bare minimum, they've said they want to stay.
Yeah.
They've probably spoken to Trent. They probably told him they want to stay too. I think the whole thing you said about you wouldn't mind if Saka won you everything, and you wouldn't mind if he just left for free after that. Obviously, you'd probably be a bit upset, but you'd say, okay, it's cool, whatever. You go do your thing now. I think that's a different in standards because when I thought you would have better standards for your club, if anything, because we're about to win a Premier League, right?
Yeah.
If Van Dijk and Salah stay because they want to stay and there's still negotiations going on, it's not like they're going to go to anywhere else for competitive club football. Yeah. If they move anywhere now, it's to Saudi, right? And at that point, that's you may as well call that retiring.
I think Salah will go Saudi. I think Van Dijk still has it in him.
Yeah, but that's besides the point, right? Yeah. I think you should believe in your club enough, especially if it's your boyhood club and you've just seen them win the league. It should be enough courage for you to be like, cool, and as yourself as a player. Bear in mind, he knows he's the best right back in the world, or at least one of them.
Okay,
right?
but
He
how much
should
money
know.
is he on right now?
I don't know how much he's on, but I know how much he's been offered. He's been offered around the 300k mark. He's been offered more for Liverpool than he has for Real Madrid. He's taking a pay cut to go to Real Madrid. I understand that he wants to win more trophies, but he cannot sit there. I think in his mind, when he was negotiating with Madrid, it was off the back of us not winning anything, right? We were in a title race for a little bit. I think we ended up winning the Carabao Cup, or it might have even been before that when we ended 5th the season before that.
Post champs in the league.
No, 2023. So this is when we finished 5th, actually.
What was it? So FA Cup.
No, just finished
Cup.
5th. We just finished 5th.
Okay.
That was it.
No, the season previous.
So the season. Last season, we won the Carabao Cup and we had a little title run.
And then the season before that.
Season before that is when we finished 5th.
Okay.
That's when the negotiation started.
Yeah,
I
cool.
think in his mind, he looked at the club and he thought, cool, I don't think we're going to win much more anymore. Now is a good time to leave because like the fan base will look at this as, okay, cool. It's like a Torres situation, a Suarez situation, a Coutinho situation where we're not doing anything. Hold on. We're not doing anything. And he's like, cool, if I leave, they're just going to be happy for me to do better.
Yeah.
It doesn't look good for him anymore because we're winning the Premier League. Who's to say we can't win another? Because he's right.
Yeah.
That if Salah and Van Dijk stay, which obviously it's an if, but they look way more likely to stay than he is. Why? Because they look like they want to stay.
But bro, he's won everything for your club. He's probably one of the most successful players you ever had in your lifetime, if not the most. Yeah.
Well, not the most,
Like,
but
you know what I say? Like, you've never, in terms of academy prospect, he is the most successful academy prospect.
Of course, yeah.
Exactly. He's won more than Gerrard for your club. He's on par with Henderson and that.
Yeah.
No, I think Henderson's got one more Carabao Cup.
Maybe, yeah.
But in terms of like, bro, as a footballer, you also have to be selfish. Like, he might want to change of environment. He might want to go live in sunny Spain. Like, you can't, like, it doesn't matter.
I understand that, but there's no reason for him to want to do that and then for me to not be able to be upset about it. That's the thing I don't understand. Because there's people saying,
like, okay, what else can Trent do for you?
No, okay, cool. These are my problems, yeah? He has been ducking interviews all season. The second, and he said, I want to go about the contract negotiations quietly. Yeah. You've done that, and what you basically said to us was, I don't want you lot knowing that I'm leaving. I'm not going to drop any interviews.
He's come out and said it, after you guys have pretty much won the league.
He hasn't come out and said anything.
Guys.
He hasn't come out and said anything. It's been found out. He hasn't gone and done an interview.
But let's be real. News these days travels too quick. The club wants to keep it on the wraps. Everyone wants to keep it on the wraps. It's not our fault journalists find out.
No, that's what I'm saying. If you're going to leave, at least have the balls to say it, firstly.
Bro, no, that's. I don't think he's a snake. I agree with his ambition and what he wants to do. The thing is, I compare it to when Hazard left Chelsea, and
it's not the same.
I compare it to when Hazard left Chelsea. No,
there's no similarities.
Let me finish my point, bro.
Go on.
I'm saying I'm comparing it to when Hazard left Chelsea, and throughout halfway through Hazard's career at Chelsea, he always stated he wanted to play for Real Madrid and play under the Zidane. Yeah. Every time he saw that. So by the time it happened, no Chelsea fan hated him. Yes, he's not a boyhood player, this and that. But no one had any qualms about it.
Yeah, but it's completely different though.
No, but I'm saying if Trent was transparent about him saying...
No, but it's not like easy
yes,
though.
It was.
It's not like easy though. Because when Hazard left here, you guys were in the Europa League final, right? You guys already knew before you won the Europa League that he was leaving.
No, but that's the whole point. I'm saying if Trent had a bit of... I'm not taking it exact for like for like.
Yeah.
I'm saying if Trent was a bit more transparent about him wanting to leave and just talking about a contract,
you can't do that, bro, because as a player, when you're playing for a league, you can't come out and cause issues around the club.
No, but now he's caused issues.
No, he hasn't. He hasn't directly caused issues. The journalists have found out.
Bro, no, but forget even this season. Okay. Hazard probably did that earlier in his Chelsea career, right? Where he came out, he said he wants to play for Real Madrid.
Of course, he's a boyhood player, but I'm saying the reason why, bro, the issues have come.
Okay,
you're saying there's no issues. The issues is my man's calling him a snake, bro. That's the whole issue.
I got a great question. Come the end of the season, and Van Dijk or Salah, either one, leaves for free and nothing happens. They didn't sign no contract. Are they not a snake as well?
No.
Look, is that not even a bigger issue?
No, it's not.
Because right now you guys can plan for a potential right back to bring in. If Salah and Van Dijk now, let's say you have no idea.
They are.
No.
No,
But
it's
also-
not. It's
but
not.
no.
It leaves us a bigger problem. It doesn't mean they're snakes.
Yes, no.
They're not entitled. They do not owe the club as much as Trent owes the club.
No, he doesn't owe you
listen,
guys, though.
listen.
They owe
Trent-
you more.
Listen, the difference between Hazard and Trent, firstly, is Hazard grew up in like France or something, right? Belgium,
No,
right?
all I'm saying is transparency.
Oh, yeah, no.
That's it.
I agree with that point. But the thing I'm saying that's different between the two, Hazard probably grew up supporting Real Madrid. Trent has grown up supporting Liverpool.
Yeah.
He's come out in interviews and said his second favorite team is Barcelona. His
Yeah.
GOAT is Messi. He's probably going to do up interviews with Real Madrid saying, I wanted to play for the
For who?
Trent. He's probably going to do up interviews for Real Madrid when he eventually joins,
Yeah.
saying, I wanted to play here my whole life.
Yeah,
It's my
yeah.
favorite club. Ronaldo's
Yeah.
a GOAT. Blah, blah, blah.
But everyone does that.
Yeah, everyone does that. But that's my problem, is he's come out and said that. He's also come out and said in interviews his biggest rivals since he's been playing for our club is Real Madrid in Europe and City domestically, right? Why is it suddenly okay to then go join your rivals? I don't understand.
That's fine.
I don't understand why that's so fine.
He's going to one of the biggest clubs in the world. Like it's so.
Who he's openly said is his rival.
That doesn't
and I have a problem with his attitude as well. His attitude in some games this season, because he knows he's leaving,
Okay, I
has
got
been
a question for you.
half-assed.
Let's say Salah does not renew his contract at the end of the season and he just walks away for free now, yeah?
Yeah.
How does that not make him a snake like Trent? How does it not make him a snake? Let's say Salah now goes to Barcelona. Let's say a hypothetical reason.
Let me
he goes to
let me
Barcelona.
tell you why. Let me
Go
tell
on,
you why.
go on.
Salah has come out time and time again in multiple interviews
Okay,
over
no,
the years.
okay,
Hold
let's-
on. He's come out over the years saying, I want to stay at the club. I don't want to play anywhere else but at Liverpool.
Okay.
This season, he's been vocal. In interviews, he's basically said, please give me the contract. In layman's terms,
No,
that's what he's been saying.
He's been given
right?
contracts, yeah. He's just not happy with the money.
Because players are entitled to the amount of money that...
Okay, but he's been given over 300k a week, yeah?
Yeah.
Let's say now he goes to sign for Barcelona for 300k a week. Is he not a snake?
If he goes signs for less.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
That's
so
fair enough. Yes,
you
of
think,
course.
but,
But he won't do that. I know he won't do that because he's stated he wants to stay at the club. Trent is being offered way less at Madrid and he's gone and taken it. That's in my eyes. I can see that. Salah hasn't done that. I can't talk in hypotheticals. Yes, he would be a snake if he did that. But he's not.
But can we admit that Van Dijk and Salah have both been offered contracts? Yes.
I think all three of them have.
Bumper contract in excess of 300k a week.
I think all three of them have.
And do you not think that is more than enough for what they provide? With Salah having maybe let's say 2 years more potentially of goodness.
What, you think the best player in the league deserves only 300k?
In terms of, but look at his age, look at his longevity. Like you got to think of from a business
and
point
they're
of
not
view.
going to give him a long contract. It'll probably be 2 years.
Exactly. So you from a business point of view, from a club point of view, they're not going to give him 400, 500k a week like Haaland. Yeah, number one. So he's not going to get that kind of money anywhere in the world. Wait. Let me finish. Van Dijk, I think, can have more longevity because he's a defender. Yeah. So, but I don't think you can ever pay a defender more than 350k a week. To be honest with you, yeah. I don't think
it depends how pivotal they are to the team.
No one's going to pay.
It just depends.
No, like especially with age now coming in, had an ACL injury. No one's going to pay him more than.
And also, this is a non-argument because we don't actually know how much they've been offered.
No, but I'm just saying.
But what if they've been offered pay cuts?
No, but what I'm trying to say, but it's come out that they've been given contracts and they're in good amount, right? So if they really wanted to stay at the club now, yeah, if they had the love for the club that they've come out in interviews and said, yeah, I want to stay at the club, but they don't accept the contract.
So you think it's that easy then? You think if a player wants to stay at the club
and they've been given,
they should just take any contract that's more than what they're getting paid. That's basically what you're saying.
I'm trying to say in excess of 300k.
Cool. So if Saka got offered 10k extra a week than what he's getting offered right now,
and
he thinks he deserves more.
In excess of 300k, bro. That's 80k more than what Van Dijk is earning right now.
Cool. So let's say Saka was offered 80k more than he's offered right now. He thinks he deserves 100k more.
Yeah.
And everyone knows Saka wants to stay at Arsenal. Let's say he turns it down and he's still negotiating. Do you think he doesn't like his club as much because he's not taking that 80k extra? He wants an extra 100k instead.
No,
of course he wants to stay.
But I said to you, if they offered him less and he moves, that's what I'm trying to say to you, bro. Like, cool, you can have a ballpark figure, yeah? Okay, realistically, how much do you think Salah should be earning a week?
350, 380,
okay,
around that mark.
And if it comes out,
Even if it was 500,
listen, let's say it comes out, that he was offered 350k a week, and he did not accept, and he goes to Barca, let's say for 400 now, 50k a week more extra. Do you think 350k is not enough money for you to put your love for the club enough and say yes?
Yes, I do agree with that. I still think if he was to go to another club and the wages aren't big enough for it to make that big of a difference, cool, then he snaked us out. I just don't think they're going to do it.
What's a big enough difference?
Big enough difference is let's say it's 80k.
Okay.
The ballpark figure you use.
If they want to call Trent a snake, I want them to have the same energy. If VVD and Salah go now the summer, and if it comes out they were offered good chance but they rejected it, they should get more slate.
Should I tell you why I know that's not going to happen?
They should get more hate.
Firstly, if Salah goes to Saudi, I know he's getting at least $1 million a week.
Okay,
so I know that won't happen.
Okay, Saudi's
Van
different.
Dijk.
That's what I'm saying. Van Dijk's different.
Yeah,
No,
Van
Saudi-
Dijk's the only one where it's
If
different.
Saudi goes, if any of them go to,
No, because Salah is going to Saudi.
No, if any of them
Yeah.
go to Saudi, cool. I understand. Like you can't compete with the money. It's different.
Yeah.
But then again, you lose all competitiveness and all your whole football career is finished.
No, but Salah's going to end up
No,
in
but
Saudi
if,
one way or
if,
another.
if Salah
Exactly.
if Salah goes to Saudi at 32 years old, he's wasted his
I was gonna-
he's right now he's in a second prime pretty much.
Yeah.
He's wasting a second prime.
So then
to
why
go to
doesn't he
Saudi.
deserve more money then?
Huh?
Why doesn't he deserve more money? Like you said he shouldn't be
bro.
on 400,
No, I
500
said
a
no.
week.
If he goes
if
to
he's
Saudi,
entering a second
no,
prime,
you
he should
might-
be.
you
he
might-
should
No,
be
I
offered
said
that
I'm trying to
much.
say he shouldn't go to
Saudi-
Saudi and lose his competitiveness.
I thought you man, I missed a point as well. Also, I think it might be the length of contract as well.
No, Salah's is 2 years max. Everyone knows that.
No,
Everyone knows
I
that.
think he might want 3. I agree with you. I
That's
think he might
what.
want
That's
3.
what I
Yeah.
think. That's what I think it is as well.
Either way, yeah.
Because a lot of the time when the player's over 30, you offer them
Yeah.
one year.
Exactly.
But
And
Salah,
that's it.
we've said that Salah's different because of his athleticism, all that. So if the but
No, but that might
that's
be
why
a
we said
key
2
reason
years.
as well.
But that's why we said yeah, but really and truly,
No, but the thing is, we never know. We
But
don't
there's
know.
always
So,
a-
I wouldn't write off Salah to still be in the Premier League getting at least 10 goals, 10 assists in 3 years.
and that's
I
still
wouldn't write it
good.
off.
no,
yeah.
no, yeah,
It's better than the other wingers.
Exactly.
yeah. No, I'm not saying it's not. But
That's what I'm saying. He still deserves 400, 500k a week.
Not that.
If you
Not
ask me, I still think he does.
500k a week. That's crazy, bro. Never.
He can still get 20 goals plus next season, guaranteed. I think he can.
Depends, bro.
He's on. He'll probably hit 28, 29 today. Yeah, and the season after that, even if he slows down to 15 goals, that's still good for a winger. And
No,
then
I'm
it's
not
a
saying it's
season.
not.
And then
Not
it's a
good
season.
for what? Not good for 500 bags.
Yeah, not good for
Even
500
though, even though 500 bags is not what it is.
Agreed. But the thing is, yeah, the club owes these players money anyways because of what they've done. If there's any player you overpay on a contract for, it's Mo Salah.
No, I
Of course
agree.
it is, 'cause
I
look
agree.
what
Mo
he's done for you lot.
Salah's been incredible, right? But I'm trying to say, from a business model point of view, you got to be careful about how much you give this player.
Yeah. But
Because let's be real. Van Dijk is less of a risk than Salah because a defender's longevity and
Yeah.
Van Dijk is smart enough. He's such a good footballer that he can adjust his game as and when he needs to. Right.
Yeah.
Salah is very hard. He loses half an inch of his pace, some of his dribbling,
Yeah.
and he's finished.
Because with me, I think the club
And also, sorry to interrupt again. Trent was a big part of Salah's game.
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
major part in terms of the whole Liverpool setup.
No, of course.
No one plays a ball like Trent. No one's got the vision like Trent, and no one can break a defense like Trent.
No,
And simple,
yeah.
like you lose about 5-6 goals a season just from Trent.
Yeah.
To Salah.
I'm gonna just leave it at that.
Cool. Just last thing, yeah,
Yeah.
because we haven't touched on it yet.
Yeah.
Well,
Firstly, also I just want to say the whole thing about the board, the wage structures, and that's cool and all. End of the story is we still offered him more than he got offered at Madrid. He's
Yeah.
taking it. He's taking a pay cut because he wants to go to Madrid. It doesn't make sense to me because I just think it's not like we're on the down or anything. If Trent, if Van Dijk, Salah, and Trent all stayed, we could still win multiple trophies next season, the
I
season
think so
after
too,
that.
yeah.
So I don't think that's much of an argument. I want to quickly, probably next 2 minutes, just quickly touch on what we think Trent could do at Madrid. Obviously, we all agree he's not winning a Ballon d'Or, but like for Madrid,
I think he could.
it's scary, right?
I
No,
can't-
he
no,
won't.
no,
No
no,
right
no,
back is winning a Ballon d'Or.
No.
You know what it is, bro? I don't know if I don't think what we envision Trent at Real Madrid is what Trent's going to be at Real Madrid. It's going to be very hard in terms of like they've got their midfield is stacked. Their
Yeah.
attack is stacked. Like he's not going to have the free will that he has right now.
Yeah.
Like the balls he plays right now is going to be very hard to see because
That's
send it
what
to
I think.
Valverde, send it to
'Cause
Jude, send it to
A lot of
Tchouaméni.
the players in Liverpool are more reserved creatively,
And
so it
also-
means we rely on Trent to just do his thing. Whereas Madrid have it everywhere.
Like,
I don't really see the
Trent
need for him that much.
Trent's got certified arrogance in this Liverpool team because
Yeah.
of what he can do. In that Madrid team, he's literally going to be a little person in that
Colin,
team.
I think he's gonna get humbled when he goes there. You know,
Like-
I think so.
I think
too.
he'll do good. He'll end up doing all right. He's still a quality player. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I think, firstly, when Madrid fans turn on you, we saw it with Bell,
Yeah.
can get scary. Like, he
Yeah.
can get booed out the stadium. You see the defensive errors he does for us,
Yeah.
and we let it go. We're like, oh, yeah, Scouts on
But
our team, blah, blah, blah.
I was gonna
right?
say to you, I feel like also his responsibilities are gonna be so much less. There's not gonna be as
I
much.
don't think. They're
It'll be less offensively. I think.
Yeah, less
I think
offensively, so-
defensively,
No,
though,
no,
they're going to expect their right back to defend properly.
Yeah,
No,
but the
I
thing
don't-
is,
I don't
the
think
thing
it'll
is,
be
you
that.
know, if he has to push up less, for example, it's easier to like. He's always gonna be in the right position in a way.
I don't think it'll
Yeah.
be that. For me, I think they will give him less responsibility defensively and more.
No
offensively.
way.
I
no
think
way.
that's what. But then,
can't- you
how
can't.
many
You
people do
can't-
they
you
want
can't-
flying forward?
You can't have five. You can't have Rodrigo, Vinny, Mbappe, Jude, and Valverde all up top here and expect Trent to be.
Let me
Trent's
ask you- wait,
Trent's
wait,
the
wait,
worst
wait,
offensively
wait,
there.
wait, but let me ask you this: do you think he's a better passer than Valverde?
No.
Better passer, yeah. I think he's a better.
I think close range, no. Like
close range, no.
Like,
but I think when it comes to assists, final passes, I think he's top 3 passes in the world.
Do you think he's a better passer than Bellingham?
Yes.
Do you think he's a better passer than Tuchemani?
Yeah.
Camavinga?
Yeah.
But I know that. But I'm not to say. But
I
how,
agree with
and Cruz and Modric.
Yes, no. But I'm trying to say, how often is he going to get into the positions? Because you.
No, I feel they're going to play towards that. There's no point sticking him right back.
I can't like,
you can play like a normal fullback.
Trent is not a guy
it's done, bro.
Trent is not a guy you play around when you got a team like that.
No, but Trent's not a guy you play at right back and just let him play right back. You need him to be in the final third.
Yeah, no, but he's playing right back, bombing up the final third. But
no regard, that's why I don't think it'll be like that.
Yeah, but you have to. You know when we did the whole inverting gimmick with him, it's
not working.
I think it's okay, but it doesn't work as well as just playing him as a right back.
Also, in Spanish football, it's very hard to like invert and all that. Like
yeah, you don't see it often.
Spanish football, their midfield is so technically gifted and what they can do on the ball.
He can't do that.
You can't. You're literally gonna have Camavinga, Valverde, and Jude. Like that midfield three is better than anything that Trent can bring to that, bro.
But I said the passing and stuff like that.
The passing, yeah, he's an amazing passer.
And
also, you get the most out of his passing when he's playing at the right back
also,
position.
You do have Valverde, you do have Vasquez that can still cover these positions nicely.
Where I see it working is those deep passes he plays from right back, where he just like sprays like a diag, or he like plays someone in just straight into the box. That I think will work. Or if he even just plays it down the line, I think that will work fine. Like Sandeep said, if he tries to move forward. The way they get exposed defensively and also just one-on-one defending in general, they're going to have a reality check with Trent. Because obviously they know how good he is offensively. Let's not forget, we played Madrid in a final in the Champions League. Yeah. The guy lost his man at the back post. It was Vinny. They scored. They won the Champions League.
I could say one thing as well, is he is now going next to an 18, 19-year-old defender, the Real Madrid guy.
Yeah, I always forget his name. Yeah.
He doesn't have Van Dijk. Van Dijk is the best centre back, like on average over the past 5 years.
The best centre back in the world. Bro.
You get what I say to you, and so he is now going next to an is it called not like an immature centre back, less experience in any stage of world football. You get me? It's like he's got to be like. Cool. He's got to defend his own ground now. Like he can't have VVD covering him, doing this and that like he has for the past 6-7 years, bro. He's got to have his own astute defending.
I just don't think. Let's just see because the pressure's on him.
Okay, to end it, like the end of questions. Do you think he retires at Real Madrid?
Yes.
No.
Yes, I think he retires at Real Madrid.
I think he has a move to Syria.
He ain't coming back here. I'll tell you that much.
He's got to move to Syria.
They'll kill him.
I think the fact he left Liverpool means once he doesn't get because I think he's very good, but I think Real Madrid won't use him. He's starting right back every single game. I don't think he's that guy. I think it'll be optional. Certain games he can play this and that. So I think when he doesn't, he's moving like a bit of a spoiled brat. I think he wants to be a superstar. I think he wants to be on the same lines as his brethren, Bellingham, and get all these sponsorship deals, innit? So I feel for Trent, once he doesn't get what he wants from Real Madrid, he's going to be off to Bayern, wherever it is, and so on.
He just wants to be a celebrity.
Yeah,
that's what I gained.
Yeah, that's what I get.
Trent, you're a snake to Ishan. He says apologise to him, and he's gonna hate you for the rest of your life.
Exactly.